lobotomy sounding nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. Sure is.
He was calling you sir at the end of that, though.
Yeah, he was. He was. Kick my car again, I'm gonna foam you. You understand me, kid? I will spray the out of you. You worthless piece of incestuous. I foam the out of him. I ain't no bitch.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. About a year ago, I reported on the following story.
In January 2019, body camera footage captured Memphis police arresting Drew Thomas. That night, MPD sent Officer William Skelton to the scene because he was trained to handle people with mental health issues. Skelton put Thomas into handcuffs and into a squad car.
Kick my car again, I'm gonna foam you. You understand me? I will spray the you worthless piece of incestuous.
Skelton told Internal Affairs he sprayed pepper foam 4 times, restrained Thomas's legs, shutting the door, refusing to crack a window for 5 minutes and 55 seconds, despite that being against department policy.
I foamed him.
After this incident, Skelton remained on duty for more than a year while the department allegedly investigated the incident.
Misconduct of that nature will not be tolerated.
In the end, Skelton was charged with violating the department's personal conduct policy, but he resigned before the administrative hearing. And despite his resignation, not one of the department's good cops bothered to refer the case to the DA's office. In fact, it wasn't until public outrage erupted over the video going viral that the former DA finally did her job and had a special team look into the case. Skelton was then indicted by a grand jury on an official oppression charge. However, he recently entered a guilty plea on a lesser charge of reckless endangerment with a weapon. Of course, he was slapped on the wrist with a single year of diversion. This means if he stays out of trouble and follows certain conditions, he can get his charge expunged or wiped from his record. Other than flat out dismissing his case, a diversion is about the lowest sentence you can get. So, if Skelton plays his cards right and isn't caught abusing anybody else by next Christmas, he could have a clean record again and sign up in a town near you to serve and protect you and your family. Here is the full story.
Come on. Not now. Come on. You're under arrest. I said you're under arrest, motherfucker. Get the fuck over here. Get your motherfucking ass over here.
Drew remains calm and does not resist arrest.
Hands behind your back, you're under arrest.
A moment later, Drew is placed in the cruiser.
Where we going?
Jail.
For what?
Vandalism.
What I vandalized?
The inside of the store.
What I do?
You vandalized the inside of the store. Sit.
Oh, I did. I bought some coffee.
Good. Sit.
Might have it.
No, sit.
Why not?
Because I said so. Put your feet in. Eat it, motherfucker.
One of the officers jokes about giving Drew a lobotomy, and you can then hear Drew bang on the inside of the police cruiser's door.
Lobotomy sounding nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. Sure is.
You need a rip bottle, just big rip bottle.
No.
Are you sure?
(774) 1 male black in custody. Oh. Kick my car again, I'm gonna foam you. You understand me, kid? I will spray the out of you. You worthless piece of incestuous.
A few minutes later, Drew asks why he's going to jail.
Suck my balls, kid.
Officer Skelton walks away from the cruiser for a moment and returns shortly after to spray Drew, though it's not clear whether he continued to kick the door and was already in handcuffs.
774. Suspect's kicking my car door. I am deploying my pepper foam. I'm trying.
The officers then decide to place Drew in hobble restraints.
774. Suspect appears to have calmed down. We're securing the rip hobble now.
I know this hangs at the door.
Yeah.
I'll hold him on the other side.
Good luck.
Drew again does not resist and asks the officer to roll down the windows to gain relief from the spray.
May you let the window down.
For you? Hell no. Not after that. You gonna make me have to treat you like that after I tried to be good to you the first time, tried to take you somewhere to get you some help, then you gonna make me be an asshole, now you gonna ask me for a favor? I don't think so.
Instead, Drew is boxed into the back seat, hog-tied with the windows rolled up, after being sprayed 4 times.
774 Rip Hobble Secure. You want me to roll the window down? I probably should.
He was calling you sir at the end of that, though.
Yeah, he was. He was.
You just gotta have pressure with him and it'll calm down. By doing that, it'll calm down now.
I hope so. We'll get some overtime out of this,
I've never
gentlemen.
seen someone spray someone before.
It's the first time I've used the foam.
I bet that's still like a motherfucker.
I hope so.
None of the other officers stepped in to stop Officer Skelton. In fact, they celebrated the act with him.
I phoned him.
Good.
Got both of them.
I phoned the f out of him.
I'm gonna have my day on that.
Well, that's fine. I phoned the f out of him. I'll tell the camera I phoned the f out of him. I told him I was gonna phone the f out of him.
And then he started kicking again. I'm like, you gonna do it? He's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, oh, here we go.
He kicked the door. I said, you do it again, I'm gonna phone you. He did it again, so I phoned him.
Okay. Fine with me.
We got top of this.
Yeah, and he's Rip Hobbled now. And now he's calling me sir.
Eventually, a lieutenant arrived on scene and rolled down the windows. Meanwhile, the other officers on scene discuss how to write the narrative in a way to ensure that Drew was charged with a felony.
You need to say, it's gonna be 500 today, sir.
1,000.
Okay. It's gonna be 1,000 today, sir.
Officer Biddick made statements on scene that illustrated an intent to deceitfully complete the arrest report to keep Drew in jail for a longer period than the actual facts and evidence would dictate. Drew was charged with vandalism, trespassing, and disorderly conduct. According to the police affidavit, he did more than $2,000 worth of damage, $1,000 to the inside of the store and $1,100 to the police cruiser. The problem is, according to an internal affairs report, the amounts were fabricated. The investigation found no damage to the squad car and only $350 worth of damage to the store. Drew ended up spending 150 days in jail and was released for time served after pleading guilty to a reduced misdemeanor vandalism charge. The officers who wrote and exaggerated the report were each suspended without pay for 3 days. Internal Affairs charged Skelton with excessive force. He resigned from the department just a week before his hearing, and soon after started working for a private security firm. But the Memphis Police Department never forwarded his case to the DA, and only after Action News 5 first aired their report on this incident was Skelton charged with official oppression, a Class E felony for his actions, all to prove to his fellow officers that he ain't no bitch.
I ain't no bitch. And now you believe me.
I think that this video shows otherwise. When I first published this story about a year ago, my final commentary was this. It's not clear whether Skelton was convicted or if Drew ever sued the officer or department. It is likely, however, that based on many cases that I've covered, that Skelton pleaded down his felony charge and walked with the light sentence. I for one think it's funny that the only thing the government does consistently is run cover for its bad actors. I'm not in the least bit surprised that Skelton is allowed to walk from this with a clean record. Now, I've never personally tied somebody up by their hands and feet, locked them in a car, and repeatedly doused them with chemical agents. But something tells me that I would have a far different outcome if I were to do what the state allowed its employee to do to us.
This isn't the first time this has happened when it comes to a former officer facing criminal charges. Another former officer pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of statutory and can request the charge be expunged next summer. And a former lieutenant pleaded guilty to official misconduct and got the charge wiped last year after completing diversion, also preventing the public from accessing the state's criminal case file to see what evidence was collected. See, state law requires the public wait a year before accessing it, but in the past, the case was expunged before the records could be made available. We'll have to wait to see what happens in Skelton's case. His diversion set to end a year from now.
No word on the lawsuit, but the court of public opinion is now open. As members of the jury, leave your comments below to make your voices heard. Do you think that this was an adequate punishment for Mr. Skelton's misdeeds? Or did he get off easy? I look forward to your answers. If you like this video, hit the thumb to let me know, and check out another video, linked on screen.